The gears are engaged. We've checked, make sure everything's at the correct gear settings. We've got inserted our correct turning tool or threading tool, and just ensure now that the saddle is locked for stop any vibration. Now we run this through and we actually engage the half nuts here, which it goes onto the lead screw, pulls the carriage forward, and we cut on any one of the numbers for a 1mm metric thread. And we generally cut 10 thou per pass for the first 3 passes. A 30 thou we then drop a 5 thou per pass. That we're actually doing today. This is a second rifle in a stainless action. It's been screw cut with exactly the same procedures as the previous rifle, but we now get to the point we're actually going to do the crowning. This is a slave collar. These are sacrificial collars that I make up, cut to the exact thread size as the screw cut. It also acts as a thread gauge as well, and you can see it screws on very nicely and freely onto the barrel. Shows there's no rock in the thread. The thread's absolutely nice and smooth. We can now remove our threading tool, bring our centre back up into the bore, and put on our turning tool again. Just adjust the gearbox back. We can now run on the 3-point steady. Remove our tail stop and the barrel's running absolutely true. It can't do anything else. Right, this is our actual 11-degree crowning reamer that we use. This is a really good tool. This particular one's from Pacific Tool and Gauge. Features a live pilot, which is we've actually measured, and this fits the bore very precisely. These pilots are in 0.2 of a thousandth of an inch, so it enables us to get an absolutely concentric fit to the bore. They're very good. And this is the methodology we use for actually crowning the barrel. And we use lots of cutting fluid on this, and we're running about 58 RPM. The cutting fluid keeps the steady points cool and also flushes away any swarf. And just let the reamer cut on its own. It comes through, just starting to cut now. And it's cutting very smoothly. The reason I only use the one finger I can feel exactly what the reader's doing. You cut at about half a thou per second, so there's not big cuts at all. And that feels good. Been partially cut. The normal crown configuration that I use is in the 11 degree recess, and then cut a 60 degree actually on the bore, and we found that it gives us very, very good accuracy, but it's also a crown which doesn't become degraded very, very quickly with using fossil bronze brushes. If you use a crown which is absolutely knife sharp, we have found that accuracy can deteriorate quite quickly as the bristles of the brush come through and can actually wear the edge of the crown. But using this method, from the test that we've carried out, it does seem to funnel the bristles back into the bore, so it seems to be quite hard wearing. As I say, this part of the crown is cut, so what we'll do now is polish this and then go in and clean the area and then go in and recut the crown properly. Looking nice and clean and bright. I will now cut the thread lead on the outside of the barrel. A lead to the start of the thread on the front of the barrel. This tidies the area up and ensures that, from a cosmetic point of view, when you actually look at the end of the barrel does appear round. Sometimes with, if you see the start of the thread, it can make the barrel actually appear eccentric where it isn't. And again, just bring it up so it's just touching on the bore. Reset my tailstock. Then 58 RPM. Loads of coolant for this. The crown has been cut and well polished. We have a good lead to the start of the thread, nicely chamfered off, and the actual final part of the crown has been cut. One of the other reasons for using this slave collar is sometimes you can have a burr left on the thread by this chamfer cut. When we actually take the collar off, it actually takes the burr with it and leaves a nice, easy start to the thread. As I say, very, very simple, but it works. That's the final portion of the crown cut, and you can see there everything's nice and clear and bright. And if we spin perfectly concentric, good job. Screw cut 18x1 Seiko, which is one of our preferred threads, and I can show you the quality of the threading work. Show you our standard crown, but also the fact that the rifle is screw cut as well with the invisible end cap, and you can see the actual joint is barely visible. This is a product called Gun Treatment, and it's a very, very good product indeed, by G96, distributed by Highland Outdoors, and also Tim Hannum. It's a very, very good product. It will clean and remove dirt, but it doesn't completely strip any lubrication from the surface. So it's a very, very good product to use. What it's basically doing now is just move it to the airline and just blow it. You can see now the difference. All the muck and dirt and debris has been removed. Everything's nice and moving freely, cleanly. There's nothing on jamming on there at all. Everything is nice. So that's ready now to be reinstalled when we reassemble the rifle. Seiko 75 bolt. Really, really simple to service. You can use the actual stripping tool which Seiko supply with the rifles, or just with a good firm grip, hold the bolt shroud and turn the bolt shroud away from the bolt handle, and everything disassembles quite easily. So what you have is a spring guide, firing pin and bolt body. Again, ideally needs to be stripped and serviced about every 6 months, or if you've been in really, really bad conditions or the rifles look really dirty, worth doing. One of the advantages with the Seiko system is they're very, very easy to strip, very user friendly. They don't require any special tools, and they can be done and serviced in the field should you ever need to. Just make sure that you actually don't go losing any parts. So once it's done, you can see inside of the bolt body there is really clean. The firing pin itself, just wipe over. This particular bolt was serviced by myself about 4 to 5 months ago and is in good order. It's generally not a part which gets a lot of muck and dirt in it, but you can never be too sure. And again, just wipe the spring down, check it, make sure there's no collapsed coils. Everything is in good order. The spring still has good tension. The actual bolt guide there is not damaged at all. And to reassemble, use that. This is a Pro Gold Pro Shot lube. Comes in a real handy syringe. Again, this is distributed by Tim Hannum's. They're about £9 a syringe. They're very, very easy to use. Puts the lube exactly where you want it. And then that assembly goes back into your firing pin. Your actual bolt shroud in the Seikos is quite a heavy low bearing part, and it's actually these lugs which lock it into a raceway into the bolt body. So these require greasing, because as I say, it is quite a heavy low bearing part, and just grease the raceway on the inside of the bolt, and a very light bead around. Drop the bolt body into the bolt, move it back out of position from the cocking notch, and you'll see the lug there has to line up. There's a raceway here, an opening, and it's a matter of pushing together, so it pushes all the way in and then turn, and that's the bolt reassembled. Clean the bolt lugs, make sure the bolt face is clean. One of the best things for actually cleaning that out is the toothbrush or nylon brush. Make sure there's no debris, detritus in there. In the ejector way, make sure that's cleaned under the extractor.